What's going on, guys? It's me, Shukushu. We are back with another umamusume video. This video, we are going to be just trying out Hishi Amazon to see if I can possibly train her for the CM. Basically, giving myself another chaser option, if anything, because we do have our ferv, but just want to try out Hishi Amazon, the wedding one, just because I feel like it's been since the last scenario, at the very least, maybe, since I used her. So why not give her a shot? As for the setup, we're going to use the same one we use for our fervs, since our fervs seem to have, you know, made it work. So it's pretty much also the same setup we used yesterday, except the only things different is the Wise card. We are using the Taishin one. Stay Gold, Haru, Guts cards, Still in Love, Speed, Tamamo Power, and borrowing the Tucker Bryan friend card. So with that being said, we are going to get the run started. But before we do get started with the run and with the comments, if you guys haven't joined the Discord server, link is down in the description down below. There's a channel called Circle Quest for those who haven't joined a circle or are looking for a circle to join. Y'all are free to join the circle that I'm in. It is called Shushu. Once you give that a search, hit request join. It'll let me know that you want to join the circle. And then after that, head over to the comments section or the Circle Quest channel in the Discord server. Let me know that you sent the request along with your in-game name, just so I can make sure to add you into the circle and not somebody else. But with that being said, let's get the run started. And I did like, I think 2 runs for short distance. And honestly, it was all right. It was just genuinely all right. I tried looking for a friend parent to borrow that had like a decent amount of white factors and all that. Didn't really find any, to be honest. So I was kind of just stuck with whatever I was able to find. And it was just all right. Maybe I just need to keep training, maybe, but we'll see how it goes for the short distance training, because that's next month. But I'll still try to make parents along the way. But as of right now, it is what it is. It is what it is. Also, I still need to do the day 1 video for the CM for Global. I'll most likely do it after this video. Don't know if I'll make it a Group B. I just realized if it takes 3 to go into Group A, then does that mean we only need 1 for Group B for the first round, but we still need... But if we're in Group A in round 2, we need... I don't get it. Because last time I needed 3 wins to... if I wanted to stay at least to Group B, right? I don't get it. So what were we supposed to get to just stay in Group A? Like all wins? I'm suddenly just realizing that right now. I guess I'll figure out when I get to Global. I guess I'll figure it out when I get to Global. Now I'm just realizing that. Or did I need to get more than 3 wins? Like 4 in order to stay in Group A? I'm so confused. So confused on how that works. Oh well. Whatever it is, I just hope I just stay in Group B. But yeah, that is quite confusing. Because I do remember when I was in Group A, it said I needed 3 to at least go down to Group B, but that doesn't make any sense to me because that would mean we would either need to have a perfect win or more than 3 wins to stay in Group A, I think. Then I'm also confused about round 1. I don't know what's going on. Global's just weird. Global's just weird. Honestly, global is just weird. I'm okay with this. But I guess I don't know why I just realized that right now. Oh well. Anyways, I do have the comments loaded up. Let's just finish the debut race. And let me make sure about something here about the comments. Okay. Yeah. So the first comment is going to be from Eugen. The only comment from Eugen, unless a comment pops up later by the end of the video. And the first one, or I guess the only one, says, I am hungry at lunchtime, and it's lunchtime, so I'm just going to eat for now. You do that. You do that. Then Nova says, I think that's a surprise emoji. And then he says, Eugen having lunch at 1 a.m. local time is kind of hilarious. 1 a.m. local time. Local time? Like your time? Let's see, this comment was 17 hours ago. It is pretty close to 1. Or afternoon when this comment was. I'm assuming your time, Nova. Although I don't know what time it would be for Eugen. I'm assuming lunchtime as well. I guess. At 1 a.m. 1 a.m.? I'm confused. But I'll let y'all clear that up over the weekend while this video's up. But other than that, that's pretty much it from Eugen, and thank you, Nova, for replying to the comment. Although I feel like Eugen was supposed to add another comment. He might have forgotten, or got busy, or just knocked out when he got home. All good. And then the last comments, literally the rest of the comments, is going to be from Nova. I do that, does that, so I might as well just do this. The first comment from Nova says, hope you make good use of the Tachyon event. Gonna improve my parents for the medium CM. Short distance is a lost cause. I don't know if it's worth using the Tachyon event for short distance, if I'm being honest. If I'm being honest, I'd rather have more white factors than just raising whatever other ones. I'm being honest. So I'd probably just use it for maybe medium distance as well. For this one, maybe. Haven't decided though, so. But there's still a lot of time for short distance, so maybe you can still make it work somehow. Next comment says, depends on the state of my dementia. It's usually pretty bad during winter, so I'll forget things. I think, to me at least, you forgetting things just seems to be kind of normal. At least it's been more noticeable the past couple months. I do like drama, not gonna lie, but I'll be a good boy for now. when you're the one causing drama. It's a whole different story. You would rather do bonds though. Let's do still in love just so we can get started with speed rainbow trainings. My flame man Jay getting forgotten. He has been novaed. He like in this case, yeah, he basically did. He basically did. Nope, not even a race would save me. What did you say when you were describing him? Let me see it. Let me see that comment. That was a pretty funny comment because it did not help at all. Where is it? Jay is the one guy with the flame sword guy. To be honest, I don't see how I was supposed to remember that from that. Even if I did remember who Jay was. It's still kind of funny, not gonna lie. It's still kind of funny. Is the one guy with the flame sword guy. Sorry. That was really funny though. I'm gonna be honest. You can't deny the jiggle physics, at least they know what they're doing. What are we talking about? Zenless? I think you're talking about Zenless. Yeah, I think you're talking about Zenless. At least. Could be any other game that... I don't know what other game that you could be talking about, but there's options. There's definitely options. But I'm gonna just assume Zenless. Let's do this for the hints, I guess. Well, moving on. So now I'm the only man boycotting Seed. I mean, it does seem like a lot of us were... A lot of us did like Seed, so yeah, you're pretty much the only one, I would say. It shows... It definitely shows what you prefer. I'm pretty sure you didn't want Seed before even figuring out her personality and all that. You and Eugen are gonna be popping off with attacker meta, but yeah, I invested my pulls for the rupture meta coming next patch. Well, I mean, they tried making attacker work. It's just... It didn't work out. It didn't work out the way they wanted to, because they made Anomaly pretty darn good. They made Anomaly pretty darn good, and it still is. But the thing is, you would need to have at least... You would need to have Seed to make it work, at least. I don't know what Orphe does exactly. I just know she's an off-field DPS. So I think Seed would be the main thing here to make the whole attacker meta work. I think. Yeah, I think. Well, if you know, you know, but an event happened yesterday that made me unable to sleep well at night. I've seen much darker stuff before, but this in particular kind of rocked my whole belief system. It's very sad. I'm not going to talk about it, but I feel like I do know what you're talking about. So I'm not going to talk about it. If you know, you know. I will always flex about it regardless, Eugen. You can be negative or salty or jelly all you want. I will always come out on top. Seriously, I'd say there's a good chance that I'd be dethroned realistically if I just pulled more Umas. But I have more desire for cards now than Umas, so that's a tall order. I mean, just pulling for the Umas you like just makes more sense than pulling for every other Uma or every Uma. I'm gonna be honest. Well, I get it. I mean, pretty much the reason why I stopped pulling for a lot of Umas, even Umas that I did like, sadly has been skipped for the anniversaries and all that. So it is what it is. It is what it is at this point. Technically do a race if there was a UGA G3 at the very least to do. I think I have no choice but to use the ticket. But yeah, I agree. Nova is just gonna flex no matter what, because he's just gonna end up with the things he want regardless. So whether if it's a flex or just him being, I mean, it's just part of Nova's nature, right? So it is what it is. It is what it is. I actually forgot Doramente was a thing. Then again, I think her OG outfit is good enough in my opinion. Swimsuit Dora card released, so there's a chance. That is true. That is true, but then again... I'd say that would be next year, if anything, because they release swimsuit Vivlos, because they did have the Vivlos swimsuit card, and they released her instead, so maybe, maybe not. Maybe, maybe not. Maybe they'll give her something else besides swimsuit. We never know. We'll never know. It could be any of the upcoming holiday theme ones. Maybe the festival one. We'll just have to figure out when that time comes. Maybe it'll be soon since Vivlo's got hers. Maybe. Because even Satono Crown got hers. And Cheval. They all were released before Duramente. So we'll see. We'll see. Espoir reminds me of Jungle Pocket. Very manly sounding. I still haven't heard her. I still haven't heard her, so I don't know. But I guess you could say, I guess from your description, it's pretty deep voice. Hiatus and Zenless will do that to you. It takes a while to catch up to the modern day content. It does. It does, especially if your account is not built up. Press or this? I think we could just do this. Calling Uma daughter is fine, but calling them waifu's a no-no. Unless you want to get haunted by the Yakuza. True. I don't think I've ever called them waifus. More like, what's your favorite Uma or anything like that, so... I guess daughter would make more sense. It just feels weird when I'm reading it off a comment. Because then I think about all the other people who likes said Uma and just like, still kind of weird. Still kind of weird. And then never fear Shushu. They're gonna increase the daily rock income for global Uma. They said that? Oh man, global is safe. CM is also safe. Maybe. I don't know. I'm so confused about the prereqs to make it into Group B and stay in Group A for all that. Because if I'm remembering correctly, it was supposed to be 3 wins to go stay into Group B for round 2. And I don't remember exactly what you needed to stay into Group A at this point. So, which makes me also question round 1, which I'll figure out today. Which I'll most likely figure out today. But with that being said, let me refresh the comments. Ah, there are Eugen comments. There are Eugen comments. I got trigger and 85 pulls in total, so pity and use a guaranteed, so pull will be 50-50. I got trigger and 85 pulls, so you did get trigger in total. Or you got trigger and 85 pulls in total, so pity and use the guaranteed. So next pull will be 50-50. Ah, I get it. Wait, so when that's still good though. Think about it, because one whole guaranteed S rank's about 90 pulls. So to get trigger while also losing pity and still getting her within 85 pulls still essentially means you got her within one whole rotation in a sense. I'd say that was not bad. Better than going full guaranteed, losing to 50-50, then going another guaranteed. So like 180 pulls, which I've done. So in a sense, this was still better than the normal bad luck and pulls, but I think Nova mentioned something about getting it at 40 pulls. Heck, I mean, I think on your end. I think from yesterday's comments, I'm not sure. Oh yeah, right there. There's that luck in 40 pulls, except that you are lucky. I mean, technically not. Because he did lose the guaranteed, and then total he got in 85 pulls, so I wouldn't say it was lucky if he still lost the guaranteed or the 50-50. So I don't think he was just better luck than when I went full guaranteed, lost the 50-50, then went all the way to guaranteed. That is way worse. I would just say Eugen had the better end when it comes to losing the 50-50, because he basically went 40, about 40 each, a little over 40 each. And then maybe this weekend I'll be able to start training properly or be sleeping because I got knocked down and Zenless early, which I forgot which I should do except for dailies. Or forgot what I should do except for dailies. I gave you a whole rundown of what you should be doing, so there's that. At the very least, if you don't remember what you were supposed to do. Well, let me make sure there aren't any more comments. And there isn't, so thank you, Eugen and Nova, for the comments. Appreciate it as always. Speaking about Zenless, I do need to do the shield defense later today, or after, I guess, Global Uma. So there'll be a total of 3 videos today. But other than that, I am just gonna go focus on the rest of the run, and I'll see you guys at the end of the run itself. So I'll see you guys then. Well, I know for a fact speed didn't make it to 1800. So I'm kind of just wondering. Maybe if I had used 2 speed instead? For this run specifically, would have been better. Because everything else went perfectly fine, stats-wise. I don't know. Usually whenever I do Hishi Amazon runs, they're usually on the better end. Like I said. The UB7 with Hishi Amazon. There's been like a weird... Weird is that? I'll just say weird. Because every time I do use her, most of the time her runs kind of go well. This is definitely one of those times. So yeah, 1779 speed, 1516 stamina, and that's without any stamina cards. 1704 power, 1620 guts, and 1300 wise, which these 3 should be maxed out. Speed could have been maxed out. I probably should have done 2 speed cards if I wanted to try Hishi Amazon. Maybe I'll try that again off camera and see if I can get maybe the same results. Maybe. I mean, better results, but hopefully more speed and everything else is the same. Maybe. Not too sure. But we did get S aptitudes on both turf and medium distance. The only thing I'm thinking about is how much lower speed is. It's like right below 1800. So, Well, we did get a pretty good, actually one of my best runs of the scenario. Just not as good as the Orfur one, but a UB7 regardless. A UB7 regardless. Although she does have, like I said, a good track record, for myself at least, where she'll do good. That UD6 was probably that one run. That UC was probably the other one. And then now we have a UB7. So I guess it is what it is. So, with that being said, guys, that is going to be it for this video. If you guys didn't make it this far, I do want to say thank you. If you guys can, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, leave a comment down below. Let me know what you guys will be up to over the weekend. And if there's anything else you guys want to talk about or ask me, just leave it down in the comment section down below. As long as appropriate, I'll go over it. And if you guys haven't joined the Discord server, link is also down in the description. There's a channel called Circle Request for those who haven't joined a circle or are looking for a circle to join. Y'all are free to join the circle that I'm in. It's called Shushu. Once you give that a search, hit request join. It'll let me know that you want to join the circle. And then after that, head over to the comment section or the Circle Request channel on the Discord server. Let me know that you sent the request along with your in-game name, just so I can make sure to add you into the circle and not somebody else. But with that being said, guys, also let me know what you guys are up to for the weekend. I feel like I didn't say that in the usual comment part, but yeah, let me know what you guys are up to for the weekend. Hope y'all have a good weekend as always. See you on the next one. Peace.